Hi everyone, Sailor Moon here, Serena here, and today I'm going to talk about I'll talk about all the good things of the Dic And Cloverway Sailor Moon, since I've already talked about a lot about all the things that folks hate about it or bitched about it. You know, first off, the Dic Sailor Moon introduced folks to drawing shows or Dawnish drawing shows. And I know some of you folks are out there going to say, well, hold on here, Sailor Moon. There were other drawing shows that came before you. Yeah, there were, but they didn't do very well. They didn't really have the same shift out, but there were some, and I may have been one of the first, Mighty Girls drawing shows, you know. So yeah, if it wasn't so yeah, Deke helped bring my show to a world which need be didn't know anything about it. Two, it also happened to make some folks well known. Well, it's true that some of the show players who work for Dic and later on Cloverway, some of them would go on to become well known, others would not. But at the end of the day, it would help get some folks over in the speaking show playing business though. Two, another thing is that it another thing that I believe made it good was that they helped. Well, those were some of the things that were good about it. Another thing I think were some of the good things that came out of it. If I can think about some of the other good things that came out of it, it helped folks learn a little bit about Dawnland and some of its inner workings. Yeah, it kind of did. So we had that going for itself. I mean, there were a lot of good that came out of the Dic one. And the Cloverway one had some good coming out of it as well. Some folks out there need be think there wasn't any good that came out of it. And they always do like to bring up any bad. So those are only good things that I can come up with, But I think another good thing, if it was not for Dic and later on Cloverway, no one would know what Sailor Moon was. There would have been no need to do anything with the Sailor Moon drawing show or drawing films if it was not for the Dic and Cloverway working with it. That's right, folks. There would have been no Viz work if there was no Dic or Cloverway work. So yeah. And for all you folks that are into Dawnish drawing shows these days, you have my show to kind of thank for opening that door for other ones to follow. But at the end of the day, a lot of folks will like to bring up some of the things that, that was wrong or not right about the Dic and later on Cloverway Sailor Moon. I've made many films talking about that. These are not my scavings, but those are other folks' scavings. So at the end of the day, those are like the only things I can come up with, to why I think the Dic and Cloverway Sailor Moon was good. Also, they had some truly good sagas and tales, in them. A lot of folks like to say that they shifted it around. Yeah, a lot of things were shifted around. That's true. But at the end of the day, they had a lot of good sagas and tales going on, like, Molly and Nephlite's thing, or, or Malvin and Molly, how they became a thing later on, or, Rini meeting a Taru. So there were a lot of good things that came out of the Dic and Cloverway one, which most likely was this Dic and Cloverway fostering and borrowing from what Toei had already made and they had to work with. So at the end of the day, Dic did a lot of good, and so did Cloverway. And yes, there are going to be things that folks are going to bring up about Dic And Cloverway with their take of Sailor Moon that they didn't like, names being shifted, borrowed names being shifted out for other borrowed names, stead names being shifted out for other stead names, strike names being shifted out for other strike names, between what following you were watching, unstraight folks being skimmed. And, but that's as far as the only things they can truly come up with. So at the end of the day, those are my grounds to what I believe the Dic and Cloverway Sailor Moon were good Sailor Moon, and they also did a lot of business for folks. Yeah, Dic and Cloverway also did do a lot of business because, with Bandai and Irwin to sell Sailor Moon dolls, they even did help out with General Mills, with their Pop-Tart thing. So yeah, there was a lot of good that came out of the Sailor Moon show. Also, it helped get, it did help the watch time on YTV, even though it really didn't do very well with the watch time for UPN and WB. Only on USA and Cartoon did it do very well. So yeah, there were some good things that came out of the Dic and Cloverway Sailor Moon, because at least you got USA wanting to get into drawing shows. You wanted Cartoon to start taking up drawing shows. So yeah, and we did some really good watch time and looking and showings for USA and Cartoon. Not so much with UPN and WB though. We did wonderful with YTV. So anyway, that's just the end of this film. If you like this film, follow me over here at the Jordan Long Fair. Follow me over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the other film we made earlier this morning when Sailor Ringworld Ataru fought Xia Li. Sailor Moon Serena, and I hope you like this film. Goodbye, farewell, so long.